What's going on YouTube? It's Untitled Gamer 101 here, and welcome to a Fallout 4 guide on the basics of reconstructing a whole town or settlement for yourself. Now for this video, we are not going to be going into major depth on how to build this amazing city and all the things you can do. We're just going to be going over the basics on how to keep your citizens alive, happy, and well. And to do that, we're going to be doing the questline Sanctuary. Now, if you are wanting a major in-depth guide on building a giant settlement and all the things you can do, and you already know the basics, be sure to check the description below or a link in the video to see if I've done that by then. But for now, let's go ahead and start the quest Sanctuary. And to do that, guess what? Yes, you need to be in Sanctuary. Now, if you do not have this quest, you need to go ahead and be in Concord, do that first quest for the Minutemen, and then talk to Sturgis, and you're going to have it.
I'd be glad to help. Just tell me what you need.
Well, for starters, we could use some real beds. We've been sleeping on the ground for too long. Just make sure we can sleep with a roof over our heads. Some of these old houses still look solid enough to do the trick. There's a workbench over there you can use. Give me a holler if you need anything.
So there we go. Once we have that, we have our quest Sanctuary. Now, this is actually not that difficult, and it's pretty self-explanatory once you just play around with it a little bit, but I'll go ahead and explain it the best I can in the most simple way I can. As you can tell, I've already made a bed, and for right now, I am low on cloth, and I cannot make another bed. Find something that has cloth in it, like this couch right here. Go ahead and hit scrap, which is square for me, and I get 5 cloth and 2 wood from that. Bam, I got me a bed. Now, obviously, I'm not going to need it outside, so we're going to have to go put it over here, and for now, like, say we needed steel for this bed. Bam, scrap that, we get 10 steel. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. I love the way they did it. It's so simple, but you can do so much with it. And here's this rotten bed. Let's go ahead and just scrap that. And then bam, let's place a bed. There we go. So now we have 3 beds because I've already done a few beforehand, but we have 5 people, so we really need 5 beds. But we need 1 more cloth, and luckily we have a rug right here. 2 cloth, perfect. There we go. Another bed. If I can place it. There we go. Alright, but we do need 1 more bed. We have 5 people, so 5 beds. So just pick whichever one you want. If you need more cloth, break down a couch. And if you need wood, there's plenty of trees around. So just chop one of those down. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, so place this bed. So as you can tell from the top, if you're completely new at this, I'm sure most of you aren't. Basically, you just need food, water, power, defense, beds. That's it. And then people will come, people will get happy, you're gonna have to check up on them every now and then. It's basically like Fallout Shelter, but in the game and not as hard, in my opinion. So I haven't really had much of an issue, except for some things, which we'll go into later. But now that we got the beds down, let's talk to Sturgis again.
Having a place to sleep will improve everyone's spirits. What we need now is a reliable source of clean water.
I'm on it. Clean water coming up.
Great. Thanks again.
As you can tell, I've already done this water thing, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what you need to do for this. It's pretty much the same thing we just did, but we need to go back. We don't need furniture, so that's obvious. We need resources. Resources is just going to be your food and water. Water's really easy to get. I mean, I didn't have any trouble with this my first time doing it. So here we go. Here's the materials you need. You need concrete, steel, and gear. You've definitely had enough steel by tearing down cars. Gear you found earlier, you should find, and if you haven't, just look around. And concrete, if you haven't got concrete, there's plenty around. Find you a broken down house. You can already tell I've already cleared some of it. Just scrap all of it, and we got 15 concrete. That's, you're gonna need that for a lot of, settlements to have water pumps. And just start, picking up stuff that you see that's broken down. Look around everywhere. As I said, it's pretty simple, and it's great to just grab everything and save up because you're gonna need it later on, trust me. But there we go, we got our 2 water tanks, so let's go ahead and talk to Sturgis again.
Sturgis.
I feel better already, knowing we have a reliable supply of clean water. I hope you don't mind me asking for some more help, but our food supplies are running low. If we're gonna settle here, we'll need to get some crops established.
I'll start planting right away.
Good deal.
Now this one is where it gets a little bit tougher, at least it was for me. Now food, you want to come behind here and you're going to already have some melons and some other things. Go ahead and pick those because you can replant them. I already have, that's why I can't do this, but that's still not going to be enough. And this is where you need to go ahead and be talking to Preston Garvey, the other leader of the Minutemen, and he's going to give you this quest to go to this place that I just fast traveled to. Now this is a main quest, so you're going to do it eventually. You probably already done it, and it's not hard to find. Just go over there. There's going to be a couple bandits on the way. It's not hard to get there. And this is going to be one of your other settlements. Now it does not have to be a settlement to get this, and this, you don't even have to do it like this, but this is how I found food early on. This is how I got enough food for that original settlement. There's so many crops right here. Just go through these and pick you some veggies, and you're done. As you can tell, I've already picked them. They're already in my inventory, and I'll show you that when we get back. Go ahead and pick up all of those, and then head on back to Sanctuary. You can pretty much find food anywhere, but this is just the way I found it, and I found it easy to start off with. And obviously you're gonna need food for all your settlements. Just, you know, make you a little garden gate and start planting stuff whenever you create new settlements. But let's go back into our resources and go to our food. As you can tell, there's some melon plants that we can pick up and harvest again, but let's go over into our potato plants and plant them. This is pretty much going to give us enough food for this entire settlement. Obviously you just need 5 people, so plant until you get enough for 5. Now in this settlement you already have it, but not every settlement's going to have this. You are going to need a farmer, and it's not that hard. I will show you how to do it when I do the last part of this, the defense part. Once I do that, I will show you how to do it. It's the same thing as a farmer. You need someone actually picking up and, you know, harvesting the crops.
Seems to be growing well.
So let's go ahead and get us some melons. We're going to need this for future settlements. So if you're ever in your village or in your settlement, just go ahead and pick some, you know, harvest them up, because you're going to need them later on for other settlements, because there's plenty in this entire world. But now I actually hate playing when it's nighttime, so let's go ahead and put something that we've built to good use. Let's go ahead and sleep in a bed that'll get us some time, get us some good rest, so we can finish up building this settlement together. Just go ahead and find you any bed. You can do this in any of your settlements and just sleep. You can also, like, in certain places, sit on a couch and wait, and it'll do the same thing. But for the last part, now this part gave me a lot of trouble when I just could not figure it out, because I didn't have a strategy guide, I didn't have anything, I didn't know really what I was doing. But let's talk to Sturgis and see what we have to do.
Well, this place is starting to feel like home. Now that we can grow our own food, I think we can really make a go with this. Trouble is, the more we establish ourselves here, the more of a target we become. What we need is to get some defenses set up. Then maybe Preston will be able to relax a little bit.
I'm on it.
Ah, thanks. It'll make everyone feel more secure here.
So basically we have to build us some defense. Now every settlement's going to need a little bit of defense. And yes, you can do some turrets and stuff. We're not able to do that right now because it's the beginning. And you're going to need circuitry, which is later in the game. And to be honest, I don't even know how I found it. I have some, but I don't know how I got it. So I couldn't explain it right now if I wanted to. Pretty much what you're going to do is set up a post. See, I was doing this and I was setting it up. And it said it did 2 defense, but it wasn't working. And I couldn't understand why. Basically, when you're doing a post, it must have a person on it. So you need to go find you a random villager, someone that's not already being used in the garden or something else. See this woman right here? She is our farmer, basically. She's harvesting the crops, so we need someone else. That's what I was saying earlier. It was like, each settlement, you're going to need someone to harvest the crops. So you're going to have to place people in certain positions. Kind of like Fallout Shelter. If I can find anybody, I can't find anyone. Okay, there we go. And it's this simple though. Go to them, you click them, it goes from command to go. It's just like when you command your dog to go do something. You know, basically just treating humans like dogs. It's just what we're supposed to do. But go ahead and make your way over to the post and go ahead and hit go. It'll change to assign, and it assigns that person to that post. And then, bam, that post is actually working. 100% completed for building defense for Sanctuary. Technically, this is not enough defense. We need more defense on this entire settlement because we have more people and it's nicer, but it's enough for this quest. That is pretty much the basics of building a settlement. If you have any questions on like resources and stuff, I can't really make or show you in this video on like where to go or to get like all the certain things. It's a lot like modifying weapons and armors. It's very similar for settlements. You just need stuff like concrete, cloth, aluminum, circuitry later on. You need stuff for power, and it gets a lot more detailed later on, but this is just the basics. Just anything that looks kind of broken down, go ahead and scrap it. You can find things in other settlements and bring it to your settlement. You can store it. you know, use your creativity, play with it. It's a bunch of fun. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at UnitedGamer101 or comment below. And also be sure to like the video if you found this helpful and subscribe for more Fallout 4 guides. This has been UnitedGamer101, and remember, at the end of the day, guys, this is not just a channel, it's a family, and I'll see you guys later.